Next, we have Hashable. But before, while they're setting up, how many people in this room are part of a startup company or have their own startup? Can you just show of hands? Okay. No, wait, keep your hands up, keep your hands up. Now, how many of you have actually demoed at SVNewTech? If you have, put your, okay. Okay, so there's, clearly we have a whole lot of people in this room that are candidates to be up here. And so we would really love for you to demo at a future SVNewTech meetup. And you can do that by going online at svnewtech.com. We have a big button that says apply here. So please apply. We love our members to actually be up here. A lot of times we have people that fly, all over, the world and the country that, to come actually meet, come to this meetup. And it would be really nice to have, more people that are actually, homegrown Silicon Valley folk. So if you want to go ahead and get started.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Ricky Yen, and I'm co-founder and CEO of a company called Crowd Booster. But today I'm here not to talk about Crowd Booster, but to represent one of my favorite companies called Hashable, and they're based in New York City. So they sent me here because I live right behind here. So I guess the story is I'm an entrepreneur, and I love meeting and supporting and helping entrepreneurs. And as the business guy on my startup team, I really don't do anything useful. And so networking is really something that I do, and I like networking. But after I used Hashable, I ended up loving networking. And so let me show you how why that's so. So Hashable, I think to me is the way I describe it is the best companion application that makes networking fun and easy. And I think the guys there are actually creating the first mobile professional social network, so definitely be on the watch out for them. But basically what you do is anytime you meet somebody, anytime you interact with somebody, anytime you do anything with anyone, track it, record it, and depending on what the activity is, Hashable will do something different for you. So let's say Joe, I just met Joe, so I'll say just met Joe, just met Joe, and I'll pick his Twitter, for example. So I looked it up earlier. It's I ate Joe, and actually auto completes. Oh, 1-8 Joe. Oh, I ate Joe. Anyway, so it actually auto completes and searches for that person, and when I hit preview, it would generate a tweet. I can send it out, and there's actually an icebreaker page that brings us both there and gives us information more than you could exchange in the business card. And I also get some points for meeting Joe, which is awesome, and gives me some information about who in my network did Joe meet. And so Joe posted a connection with Jane Kim, who actually works at Hashable, who I know, and which is awesome. And I have a progress bar that shows me how close I am with Joe. So this is cool. And let's go to the icebreaker page. You can actually see more information about Joe and a lot more stuff too, like their last tweets, last Hashable activity, and also people we have, followers we have in common. So this is a really quick way for me to get to know who Joe is. And let's say Joe and I just hit it up, and I knew his previous co-founder, and so let's go out and have some drinks. So it could be anything. Let's say drinks. And this time I do it with Joe's email. And if it's an email, you don't have to post it. On Twitter, you don't have to post it also. So anything you do on the site, you could be private, could be public. I don't know. Joe, what's your email?
Joe at SVNewTech.
SVNewTech.com. So I put that together, and then I can drop notes down right here and post a connection, and it says someone because it's private. And boom, I got another connection with Joe. So this is really cool. It could be anything. It could be party, it could be hashtag SVNewTech, could be drinks, beers, whatever you want, lunch, coffee, dinner. And this is a way for me to keep track of everyone I'm meeting and all the experiences I'm having with them. And this is really cool when you actually go look at my stream and look at all the people that I've met. And I'm tracking them. I'm tracking all of you. I just met Coop down here, and I sent her an email and through Hashable. And you can also make intros really easily, and it'll give the same icebreaker page to everybody that you introduced. Something that I really like to see is this, my history. So let me pick someone that I know has a lot of history with me. Her name is Emily Hickey, and she's a CMO at Hashable. And you can see that I met Emily through an introduction by Trevor. Emily and I met on January 20th, and afterwards she introduced me to Kristen, and then I introduced her to Nina and Akshay, and then introduced her later to Joe. And basically I can find out everything I did with this person. And if I meet somebody, if I meet one of you and I use Hashable and I keep track of you, it will show me who that I know might have met you before and what you guys did and that kind of stuff. So this is really cool. So I guess at the end of the day, like, I think this really makes networking a lot more fun. And if you guys have an iPhone or Android, they just launched the app, bust it out and download it. And hopefully in the networking session, we can put this to use. And we can get rid of business cards and make introductions that would give us points. Why wouldn't you do that? Yeah. So, yeah, well, if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them. If I can't answer them, I'll be happy to introduce you to the founders who actually are a lot more knowledgeable about this. And yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah. 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 So the question is, can you download it now? Can you use it now? Can you use the hashtag like SVNewTech and start using it now? Yeah, the answer is yes. So we should all use it. Do it now.
Any other questions?
What do you do with the points here?
So the points is actually, the points is just a gaming mechanic, right? And they like to encourage people, say, if you make an introduction, you get 10 points. If they actually connect, the reason why I make introductions on the site, even if I do it through email, I will copy Hashable. And the reason is because after a few days, they will email those two people and say if they've connected. And if they haven't connected, I can see that. And for example, I used to work at Eventbrite, and I just made an intro for one of my best friends to meet Kevin, the CEO of Eventbrite, and they connected. But if they didn't connect, and I would get a notification, and I would go just hound them and say, you guys better meet each other because I really like both of you. You should work together. And if they meet each other, I end up getting more points too. But that's besides the point. Yeah. Tracy?
Can you keep this private?
Yeah, everything you do can be private. So I actually do a lot of it in private, just so that I'm using it as a social CRM, just keeping track of everyone I'm meeting, and I don't have to publicize everything. I think that's actually pretty cool, strategic. Also, if you're meeting people, you got the secret weapon. Yeah.
How old is Hashable and how many users do you have currently?
So I don't know the number of users, but Hashable, they started in June last year, and they have quite a bit of users, and they've been around going on road shows and doing pitches like this, telling people, and I have a lot of friends on there too. So they're going to be launching to the wide public and going all out with press right before South by Southwest. So until then, you're still getting, special invitations.
Any last question? Oh,
It's called Crowd Booster. Thank you for asking that question. I look forward to coming back. We're a Y Combinator backed company, and we help businesses measure and optimize their social media marketing efforts. Yeah, so I can talk to you more about it afterwards.
okay, great. Thank you so much, Hashable.